Hello and welcome to the show. I am Joe Tophat. Some years ago, I reviewed the special It's the Girl in the Red Truck, Charlie Brown. It was a live-action animation special that centered around Spike's encounter with a woman named Jenny, played by Schultz's daughter Jill. For my full opinion on it, click the link down below. At the time, I thought it was the most unusual Peanuts special ever made. That is, until I learned about the big stuffed dog. I couldn't find a lot of information on the making of this special. None of the Peanuts books I own even mention it. I did as much research as I could, and all I found were entries on Wikipedia and Peanuts Wiki, neither of which provides a lot of information. Both say basically the same thing. Most Peanuts specials aired on CBS, whereas The Big Stuffed Dog aired on NBC on February 8, 1981. It was part of something called Project Peacock. All I could find out about it is that it was an ill-fated program that showcased family specials. The special was co-written by Charles Schulz and produced by Lee Mendelson. Bill Melendez had no involvement because there is no animation. In fact, The Big Stuffed Dog doesn't feature any of the Peanuts characters, except for a big stuffed toy of Snoopy. Is this special worth rediscovering, or is it best left forgotten? Let's find out. The special starts off with a boy named Petey talking to his parents at the dinner table. He is going to visit his grandpa, and his mom bought 2 plane tickets. Neither of his parents are joining him. That second ticket is for his big stuffed dog Snoopy, who will be sitting next to him on the plane. This kid's parents are allowing him to fly on a plane alone? I know the special was made in a different time, but still, why would his parents... You know what? I shouldn't question it too much, since the Peanuts characters do this kind of stuff all the time. Petey's dad is opposed to allowing his son to take his big Snoopy with him, because he thinks it's wrong for a parent to indulge their kids. You see, Petey takes his big Snoopy with him everywhere, sort of like how Linus takes his blanket wherever he goes. I think it's wrong for a parent to allow a kid Petey's age to fly a plane alone. But you're doing it anyway. I know what I said earlier, but if the dad is going to bring up the big Snoopy, I think I have a right to bring this up. Petey's mom shuts her husband up by reminding him how, when he was a kid, he used to take a Charlie McCarthy dummy with him everywhere. He tries to defend his actions while Petey asks who Charlie McCarthy is. Ah, the days before Google. Those were dark times. At the airport, they run into a problem. There is a man who needs to get on the same plane as Petey, but he can't because of the big Snoopy. Petey's mom agrees to give up Snoopy's seat to allow the man to ride the plane. Snoopy needs to ride in the baggage area. Petey puts him on the conveyor belt before the attendant could tag him. This sets off a chain of events. First, there are some bikers waiting for a stuffed toy filled with money to come in the baggage area. Because they don't know what the toy is supposed to look like, they assume Snoopy is it. Only it isn't. One of the bikers straps Snoopy in the back of his motorcycle. The toy falls off and ends up in possession of an old woman. This is perhaps the saddest part of the special. You see, the old woman doesn't get many visitors. She spends the whole time talking to the stuffed Snoopy about her youth and how lonely she is. She even reads to him from her collection of Big Little books. My dad used to own some of those books, until his parents' basement got flooded. The old woman's grandson comes by to visit her, only to learn she passed away. He hadn't been to see her for 6 weeks. At least she had Snoopy to keep her company. The landlord gathers her belongings to sell off to pay the rent she owed. That includes the big Snoopy toy. The toy is immediately bought by a carnival barker, played by Abe Vigoda, who takes it to his booth to be the grand prize in his balloon popping game. A little girl named Lily has been practicing to win Snoopy. By the way, the girl who plays Lily, Sydney Penny, also did the voice of Lucy in It's Magic Charlie Brown. She wins Snoopy and takes him on various rides at the carnival. Snoopy's nose starts to come off, so Lily takes him to the hospital to get sewn up. You would think the people at the hospital would send Lily away, but the nurse takes Snoopy to the doctor to get stitched up. They have a good reason to do this. There's a little boy who's getting his tonsils out. He's afraid to get the surgery, but the nurse allows him to watch the doctor sew up Snoopy's nose. This eases his fear. You gotta hand it to the nurse for her creative thinking. As Lily proceeds to head home, the bikers from earlier spot her with Snoopy. As they try to follow her, Lily eludes them and places Snoopy in a basket. You won't believe what happens next. The next morning, a wedding is held. The newlyweds go inside a balloon and take off. You see, it was the dream of the grooms to ride off in the balloon on his wedding day to be with his bride. In the basket is, you guessed it, Snoopy. The groom wants to toss him out, but the bride doesn't. While they are flying, Petey and his grandpa are out fishing. Snoopy falls out of the balloon and lands in the lake. Petey and Grandpa are able to fish him out. Now the two friends are reunited. I told you you wouldn't believe it. Now, what about the bikers and Lily? The bikers learned that the stuffed toy they were supposed to get was found by a kid. They meet Lily and apologize for last night. She offers to teach them to throw darts at balloons to win a new toy. The special ends where one of the bikers takes her up on her offer while the others leave. The big stuffed dog is a weird idea for a Peanut special. I use the term loosely because it hardly qualifies as one. It's not animated, nor does it use any of the Peanuts characters. Technically, Snoopy's not in it, because that's a stuffed toy, and not the character. He's never even referred to as Snoopy. Yeah, throughout the special, the characters always refer to him as the dog, and not Snoopy. The only reason why I called him Snoopy is because, well, I felt kinda stupid not to. If that dog wasn't Snoopy, we wouldn't be talking about this special. It's not hard to see why the big stuffed dog fell into obscurity. People just want to see a special about the Peanuts characters, and not about a stuffed toy. Is the big stuffed dog the worst Peanuts special? No. The actors are good, and the story, while strange, did keep me interested. It may not be a great special, but it's clearly trying. If I had to pick between the big stuffed dog or It's the Girl in the Red Truck Charlie Brown, I would pick the former. If I had to pick between it and the animated specials, I would pick the latter. thanks for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. And don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later.